Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are slowly but surely moving towards the beginning of the part 2, the final celebration before the anniversary. I'll probably start doing anniversary preparation guides probably within the next few days. Hopefully we'll get the Tanabata news on JP soon, and I can do some stuff covering that, because the game is pretty much dead at the moment. So I thought we would talk about what is coming for part 2, which should of course be the Super Buu, and hopefully a couple of sub-EZAs and stuff like that that came with him when he released on JP. But we're going to break down when he should be coming out, and obviously how we know that it should be him coming as part 2. Because at the end of the day, it's not 100% confirmed, but this has been the trend for the last couple of years, right? So we would assume that it's going to be him, right? Just like we assumed that the 17s would come as the last Dokkan Fest right before the anniversary, because that's how this always seems to work, right? The 17s released on JP in March, right after the anniversary was over, essentially, and then came out for Global at the end of May. And this basically is a reflection of what happened the year previously, where Ginyu came out at the beginning of March at the end of the 7th anniversary, and then came out at the end of May. So it's kind of funny, there was a 3-day gap with the schedule on JP, but they actually came out on the same day on Global. So I wonder if that means the Part 2 LR is going to drop on the same day as last year as well. So this guy came out in May of 2022, before the 7th anniversary on Global, and the unit that came out in between him and the anniversary, like the Part 2 LR for this celebration, was the LR Goku and Piccolo. So you can see they released on the 20th of June. So if we are going to assume that we're going to follow the same sort of thing as last year, with 17 and Ginyu releasing on the same day, then we could pencil this in for the 20th of June. Now, if I just look at my calendar here quickly, that is a Tuesday morning for me, Monday evening in the US. I think that's a fairly common day for releases to come out. So I think that could actually be quite likely. Obviously, there's the possibility that it's like a day or two either side, but that does look like a pretty common place, like release slot for a unit, right? So the 20th of June is the placeholder date for the LR Super Buu. And we can see here, if we look at the timeline of events, obviously the actual Captain Ginyu did not have a Part 2 LR because he released before Saiyan Day. So then in April, JP got Raditz, one of the most infamous releases of all time, and then his Part 2 LR was the LR Piccolo and Goku, right? So they slot them in right before the anniversary. I believe the year before this, in 2021, this time slot was the Tapion and Minosha as well that came out in this same time slot. Because if we go ahead and look, Raditz came out obviously at the beginning of April, won't come out on Global until August. And then in JP for this year, at the beginning of April, the Dokkan Fest was the AGL Kale. So she released on the 1st of April. So if we go back to Raditz, you can see exact same time slot, which means we would expect Kale to come out in August. This is obviously going to be after the anniversary is wrapped up, and while we are sort of waiting to go into the worldwide celebration. So Kale definitely in a rough time slot after the anniversary and before the worldwide celebration. I have a very strong feeling that not many people are going to summon for Kale on Global. Which is a little bit unfortunate. But then, as you can see, Kale came out, and then her Part 2 LR in April was Super Buu. So if we look at the actual dates for Goku and Piccolo, came out on the 14th of April, and then, where is Super Buu? Came out on the 17th of April. So 3 days difference again, although that actually lines up perfectly with these two being 3 days apart as well. So it does seem like, even though they were 3 days apart for both these units on JP, they did come out on the same day on Global, which means we could be expecting the LR Super Buu on the 20th of June. So LR Super Buu, he's pretty good. The problem with this guy is he has the potential to be really good, but even when he released on JP, he doesn't have a 200% leader skill team. So something that could obviously be quite interesting is We have no idea, of course, what the worldwide celebration or the Tanabata on JP is going to be. one of those units could release, giving this guy a 200% leader, which would massively increase his value. But obviously I'll do a separate video talking about his banner and the pros and cons of summoning, but you have to remember, like, this guy's a normal yellow coin LR. He's not a Carnival exclusive or anything like that. So the benefit for Global is when we get the banners in part 2 of the anniversary, the 2 Carnival LR banners, the AGL base form Goku and the Int base form Kid Gohan, those are legendary Carnival banners, but all of the yellow coin LRs are unfeatured in those banners. So there is actually the possibility, if you're going to go ham for one of those part 2 LRs, or even if you don't, you could just get lucky early on, you could actually pull this Super Buu from the anniversary banners in part 2, because he releases for us before the anniversary. So that means he will be in the general pool for those LR banners. Now, he won't be on like the LR ticket banner where everybody gets the free 77 unit like summon thing. He won't be in there, as far as I know, but he will be in the general pool for the part 2 LR banner. So even if you do really want this guy, like, man, again, I'll go into it in more detail in the separate video, but going in on a yellow coin banner, which don't have the best like rates anyway, right before the anniversary, just feels like such a bad idea. But when we look at what this guy does, he's a Buu Saga or Heavenly Events lead, which is decent. He raises attack and defense on both of his super attacks. He does colossal damage, greatly lowers defense on the 12 key, and then the 18 key is mega colossal to all enemies and a medium chance to stun. So obviously very good for Super Buu Road. I think the Margin Power Extreme Super Buu Road stage just came out on JP, and if you have this guy and you just run like double leads of him, he can absolutely destroy the stage. Now he has an entrance animation. He gets extra key and extra attack and defense for 4 turns. Then he gets his standard attack and defense. He gets a bit of extra attack if you're at 30% HP or more. Another 30% if you're at 60% or more. And then 30% attack and defense if you're at 90% or more. Which is kind of an annoying restriction, right? Like, obviously he's not going to be bad if you don't have this, but you know, he's really going to benefit from this in the early turns where you're coming into his, like, you know, especially on his first rotation, where you're likely still going to be at full health, especially if it's turn 1. Then he has a 70% chance to guard, or he has guaranteed guard when there's a Buu Saga or Fused Fighters enemy. Now, the interesting thing about this for us, because he's coming out right before the anniversary, is if you do pull for him and you actually summon him, during the anniversary, there's a special anniversary event where you fight all 8 of the anniversary headliners, and by beating those stages, you get unique skill orbs to equip to those units. So obviously, like, for example, stage 5 is the 5th anniversary, and so you fight LR Blue Gogeta and LR Vegito Blue, and when you beat that stage, you get unique equips that can only be equipped to them, and they are pretty good. Now, the good thing about that is the 3rd anniversary unit is the Fused Fighters, right? It's the Gogeta and Vegito. Technically, the 1st anniversary, right? You fight Janemba and Gogeta, so Gogeta is a Fused Fighter. 5th anniversary, they're both Fused Fighters. 7th anniversary, they're both Fused Fighters. And then the 8th anniversary stage, one of them is Majin Buu Saga. So if you pull this guy, when it comes to doing that anniversary special event, he's going to have guaranteed guard in a lot of those stages, which is pretty cool. But those stages are not exactly, like, insanely difficult. So definitely don't think, like, you have to summon for him in order to make those stages doable, for sure. Then he gets an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when he guards, which is obviously good, especially with the stat raising. He gets an additional attack within the next turn after receiving an attack. That's weird. Within the next turn after receiving an attack. Interesting. And then he gets 1 key up to 7 and defense 20 up to 140 with each attack received. So he has to get hit 7 times. He has an active skill, massively raises attack, does ultimate damage, recovers 40% HP, and does an action break, which is really good. HP 60% or less, starting from the 5th turn. So overall, he's just like a really solid yellow coin LR. He's definitely up there in the tier list for like yellow coin LRs, but it just kind of sucks that he's releasing right before the anniversary. Like, it's the absolute worst example of like a bait banner. Like, 90% of the player base just should not be touching that banner at all. I wonder if they'll do like a ticket pack or something for Global, because we have been getting those quite a lot. And then if we look at this part of the celebration, obviously JP had a world tournament around this time. But we also got these 2 sub-Easy A's and a burst mode. The sub-Easy A's for the 2 Gotenks are actually pretty decent, so I'm quite looking forward to getting these guys and trying them out. Obviously I have both these guys rainbowed and full level 10 links. If you haven't link leveled these guys, obviously be aware we should be getting their Easy A's very soon, so if you want to throw them on your link level team, this guy can be pretty decent, right? He is a rapid growth support unit. He's an orb changer with rapid growth ally. He does raise defense on super. Like he can be pretty solid. He's a nuker because that was obviously what he was like beforehand anyway. And then he gets a nice little buff on super, so he definitely can be pretty good. And then this guy, he has built-in chance to crit, built-in chance to dodge as the first attacker. And then he gets chance to, actually he has more chance to crit and dodge per heavenly events in the same turn. So the first attacker one, this will be the thing that only activates after he's attacked, which is kind of annoying. But 20% per heavenly events category ally in the same turn self-excluded. So if you have 2 heavenly events allies on rotation with him, that means he has 40% chance to dodge in slot 1 before he attacks, and then he gets the additional 30% chance as well. So he can be pretty good. The only problem I guess with him is he's not like a support unit or anything, so on a lot of the teams, like I guess Heavenly Events isn't the craziest team, but I feel like a lot of these sub-Easy A's are best suited for being support units. That's why I'm quite interested in this guy. But when you're taking up the slot of what would be like a damage dealer, right, like a Dokkan Fest exclusive or an LR, some of these sub-Easy A's just don't quite meet the standard that we would like. But let me know what you guys think down below. The 2 Gotenks are looking pretty solid. Super Buu definitely looks pretty cool. Should be releasing on the 20th of June, but that means at this time, I'm recording this and putting it out same day, it's the 12th of June. So still 8 days away, and the only thing I think we have coming up in the next few days is the Prime Battle Cell Easy A. So Global still very dead at the moment. Like I say, hopefully we get some news maybe tomorrow for the part 2 on JP, or some Tanabata hint or something, because yeah, there's not much going on at the moment. So I'm still doing those Tanabata theme custom celebration things. I know some of you guys are not huge fans of those types of videos, but a few of you are definitely enjoying them and giving me some good feedback. So let me know your thoughts on what's going on Global. Pretty quiet at the moment, but you know, the hype is about to kick off in the next few weeks. So that's what it's all building towards. So let me know what you guys think. How excited for you? How many stones do you have for the anniversary? Let me know all of that down below in the comment section. So that's going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.